outed by CSGOBig.com on Twitter, on July 19th, it was revealed that a letter was sent to this site along with 27 others from Valve, stating that we are aware that you are operating one of the gambling sites listed below. Your use of Steam is subject to the terms of the Steam subscriber agreement. Under the SSA, Steam accounts are licensed for personal use only, and if you fail to do this within 10 days, Valve will pursue all available remedies, including without limitation termination of your account. Now, with the letter giving site owners 10 days to cease the use of Steam accounts for commercial use, it would be expected that these sites would be shut down, at least temporarily, to change the overall systems that these sites use. However, as of writing, only 11 of these 27 sites have publicly issued a shutdown notice, or have closed already. The majority of these sites are running as normal, some even stating that they would not be closing at all. For example, CSGOpot.com even claimed that they were never contacted by Valve to begin with. Now, as this entire situation progresses, it does seem that Valve is willing to take the right steps. However, if these sites are completely taken down, many more still exist and more will continue to produce themselves. And for this entire problem to go away, the value of these skins would have to drop or completely disappear, which would never happen. The revenue alone that Valve makes is impossible to let go, let alone the thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of angry Steam users with knives and gun skins. The value of these skins come from a combination of random chance of the crates, which in itself could be argued to be gambling, and the trading of the skins. An excellent explanation on what exactly Valve is thinking when implementing systems like these is a talk given during the Steam dev days about in-game economies. However, when rewatching this video with the idea of all of the gambling problems going on right now, it changes the way I take the many different things the Valve employee says. I'm not saying that Valve should remove the current systems in place. However, if they really wanted to keep things like this from happening, much more would have to be done to protect the consumer once a purchase has been made, and maybe Valve should be taking action before huge scandals happen and lawsuits drop. But, you know, that's just my opinion. On the flip side, the Team Fortress community has gotten their second message from Bellevue this year, a 100% increase from 2015. On the TF blog, it was stated that all major problems found within the Meet Your Match updates are being addressed and worked on, and it should all be fixed in a future update. Specifically, looking into queue times overall, along with fixing the joining in progress problem specifically with competitive. Abandons in competitive will result in harsher penalties, along with a new system that gives players with a high number of reports cooldowns, stressing that all players should report problem players in-game. The team is also working on the many ping problems, especially within lower population regions, with one new idea being to start a casual game in a smaller team set than just 12v12 in certain cases. It was also stated during a Team Fortress competitive podcast that Banny was told by Valve that the 54 view model FOV problem is going to be remedied very soon, and the only reason it exists is for Valve to be able to fix all the 54 plus FOV animations, so I guess pretty soon we're all going to be able to have it up to 70. It's great to see that the TF team is communicating, something everybody has been begging for years. However, it is not time to celebrate just yet. It's obvious that this newly found voice the TF team seems to have is a product of the very vocal outrage seen on the internet communities Valve apparently reads. Please remember that a blog post is not always an update, and until we see a system that works well, we should continue to throw our opinions in an organized manner on Reddit, Facepunch, the Steam forums, and any other community that Valve might read. We need to make sure that this is not only going to happen for this update, and the TF team and Valve overall takes the required steps to properly communicate with their communities. The ideas stated in the post are great, and although I feel as though the high report numbers could be abused in certain situations, for example, imagine if someone was streaming competitive and everyone watching and playing did a great gag and reported this person, resulting in the stream just being a wait for a cooldown. And trying to take down griefers is great, but why don't we just ban the people running around with Lamalbox in their Steam name? Also, while Valve is at it, how about at the end of a casual match, you let the users already in a server vote on the next map that they play? Maybe the list of votable maps will be based on empty servers that are already in that region? or maybe just allow users to do anything other than just disconnect from a game that they might have spent a long time queuing to get in. Also, maybe let players pick which map they want to play in competitive. Okay, thanks, love you. So hopefully after those two things have happened over the last couple of weeks for Valve, they will end up making changes for the better. It has been thought that maybe a team of large community members could act as a community management team, or at least I've seen that argument on a couple forums. However, I feel that it would be years before anything like that could happen. The community seems competent on their own. With the TF2 Frontline update recently being revealed to the 72-hour TF2 Summer Jam, it seems that the community is great with creating their own events. One recently shown off is the Payload update. Not the fanciest community project I've ever seen, but because it aims to add 3 new payload maps into the game, one of which being one of my favorite maps, I would love to see it go through. However, I would love to see any community-grown content made live. We have no idea exactly how Valve views Team Fortress 2, however, it would be nice to be able to see Valve either hand over the reins of development to the community or at least communicate much louder than the way that they are now. Blog posts once in a while are great, and the fact that they do communicate with the major competitive players is also amazing. But unfortunately, not every player is a heavy competitive follower, and they might not be getting all the opinions needed to be able to implement a great community and casual game mode. Anyways, that was everything that happened in the last couple of days that I feel like was worth talking about. There was actually more that happened, however, these two stories have been everywhere for so long, I feel like I should at least give my 2 cents so people know that I talked about it. If you think I should discuss anything on the Valve catch-up videos, feel free to tell me, whether that be your own mod, a mod that somebody else is developing, a community project, or even a story that I might not have known about. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Tyler McVicker. This is Valve News Network. Have a good day. Adios.